With the most recent episode of Yellowjackets being released and it concluding in the way that saw old friends reunite, the trailer for the next episode, episode 5, titled Two Truths and a Lie, has been released, and it looks as though it's going to touch on the development of Tai and Vanessa in the present day, Lottie's descent into darkness in the present day, and what looked like a dangerous time for Tai and Shauna during a storm as they appeared to get lost. So with that, I thought I'd break down and explain the trailer and also give my theories and predictions on what I think could happen next. So let's get into it. Here is Yellowjackets Season 2 Episode 5 trailer explained. Just to let you know, this video will contain spoilers. The trailer for this episode started off with Lottie looking as though she was speaking to all of the group outside as they were sitting in a circle looking as though they were going to be taking part in some kind of ritual. However, Shauna appeared to be absent from the circle and was hiding away and watching from a distance. Lottie uttered the words, "A new life is coming and we can't wait to meet him." This is obviously referring to the baby that Shauna is about to have, but I feel Shauna may start to become fearful of Lottie and the importance that it looks as though she's putting on the child that's soon to be arriving. So I feel for the safety of her child, we could see Shauna start to distance herself from Lottie over the coming episodes. This paired with the blanket that Lottie made for the baby, which had the symbol on which caused Shauna to have a nosebleed, paired up with the birds all flying into the house, it's most probably enough to make her question how close she wants to be. As there could be some sinister intentions, there's still a lot of questions around who her child is, if it survived or if it's in the town in the present day, but no answers or clues have been dropped yet, so we're just going to have to keep waiting. I'd like to think that her son is still out there, as I'd love to see him appear towards the end of the season in the present day, or even be a main focus in the next season. The next shot that we had in the trailer was from the present day. We had Callie speaking with her mother and father, and she said the line, "Remember when you asked if I told anyone? Promise you won't freak out." We had Jeff appear as though he said sure, and Shauna bluntly said no, showing the difference in their relationship, and the different sides to the spectrum that they will always be on. This is referring to the conversations and meetings that Callie has been having with Jay, who she believes is genuinely interested in her, when in actual fact he's only focusing on her because he wants to find out information on what happened to Adam, and if her mother was involved in it, so with Callie most likely confiding in him prior to her knowing what her mother actually did to Adam, I feel we're going to see Shauna enter a state of panic due to the information that Callie has shared. This is what I think could lead Shauna to being questioned more by Kevin, and who knows, maybe even an arrest. After this, we had Walter and Misty at the compound. Nat said the line, "Who is this?" as she was behind a gate, so it does look as though the understanding that an individual being able to leave the compound at any point could still be a myth, as Natalie looked very much trapped. We found out in the most recent episode that there were no rules at the compound, and that an individual can leave whenever they want to, but I feel the friendly facade and welcoming nature is soon going to drop, especially with Misty and Walter, two outsiders trying to get in, arriving, and trying to take Nat back. Walter responded to Nat and said, "I've heard nothing but wonderful things about you. It's going to be interesting to see Misty speaking with Lottie for the first time in a long while, and seeing that she's actually running an entire compound and leading a cult, so I'm interested to see what's going to happen there. I imagine Walter and Nat are most probably going to clash initially, but I don't think there will be any malice behind it." The next shot that we had was of Vanessa saying to Tai, "What are you doing here?" as it looked as though they were no longer in her store but instead could be round at her house. I feel Tai is going to confide in Vanessa about everything that's been going on with her mental state and the alternative personality that's been coming to the forefront. Vanessa was of great importance and a help to Tai in the past, so I feel this is why she's found her way back to her, to see if Vanessa can help. It looks as though whilst Tai is with Vanessa, we're going to see her alternative side come out, and it seemed as though she was holding Vanessa in a threatening position. This could be the first time that we're actually going to see Tai's alternative self being present and engaging with somebody, rather than just as a reflection or a flashback, so it will be interesting to see how Vanessa will handle it. Then we cut to the present day where we had Lottie in a room with Nat where there were several candles lit, and she was shining a torch in Natalie's face. Lottie said, "Allow yourself to go back. What do you see?" This was then intertwined with a quick succession of shots. We had what looked like an individual stood there, and it then quickly cut and transitioned to what I could only imagine would be the Antler Queen, as they turned into a person with antlers on their head. This was then followed by Natalie in the past looking on as if she'd witnessed something and she couldn't shake it off of her mind. It looked as though Vanessa was in the background of the shot eating, but Natalie was choosing not to. After this, the next shot was of Misty looking off of a cliff edge. I imagine in this instance, Misty could be looking for Tai and Shauna, who it appears as though is going to go missing during a storm that'll be taking place. So this could be once the storm had passed and she'd started searching. There was then a shot of Vanessa and Tai in the past around the tub. I think this scene is going to be used as a way to support the idea that the both of them were getting extremely close at one point, and how things have gone from them almost being in a relationship to strangers in the present day. After this, we then had most of the group standing outside as the storm was happening, and it looks like a dangerous one. We had Lottie looking as though she was about to have a vision too. This was followed by a candle blowing out, which I imagine is from the scene in the present day where Lottie was almost asking Natalie to look inside of her mind. The final thing that we had in the trailer was a scene where all of the group were outside on the edge of the cabin, and Vanessa was screaming out the names of Tai and Shauna, as I imagine they must have got lost in the storm. Or Tai is going to get Shauna away from the group due to the fear that she had present within her, the fear that Lottie could end up doing something to her child once it's born. However, I think it's most likely just going to be Shauna and Tai getting lost while they were out, so I do wonder how they will make it back and what's going to happen. Then the trailer came to a close. There was no inclusion of Javi in this trailer, which I thought was quite interesting, considering that he was the main revelation at the end of the episode, but I imagine we're going to see the group's response and reaction to him being found alive. I do also wonder what that will do to the dynamic of the group. Travis and Nat were growing closer and closer, but with Travis having his brother back, he's most probably going to be so focused on him, and Nat could well be left on her own. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen in the next episode. Bring it on. So, there you have it. Yellowjackets Season 2 Episode 5 trailer explained. If you want to see more videos such as endings explained, theories and predictions, and character breakdowns, then click on the I button. Or alternatively, you can head over to my channel where you'll find them all. If you'd like to give me a show or movie that you'd like me to review, then head over to my Twitter, @BrainPilot_, and tweet me what show or movie you'd like me to review next. And finally, if you'd like to see what I rate the latest movies that don't quite make the cut to getting a dedicated video, then head over to my Letterboxd profile. It's where I rate the latest releases in real time. What do you think is going to happen next? Leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.